we're trying something new this time. Instead of doing what we were doing before, we're going to showcase miniatures as we paint them, so on and so forth. Hope you like it. Man, there is literally no room in here. Wow.
I know.
Well, that shifts the what I had. Okay.
I know. I was just moving the table for a minute so you could get back here.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for getting me water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally messed up your angle. You probably wanted it right down the middle, huh?
Something like that. Oh, great. Wonderful. Okay. Does that fix it? Kind of.
As I've been doing for the past couple weeks, I'm going to show you guys the commission I've been working on. It's been kind of difficult because the features are so tiny, but I'm doing the best I can. I give you an idea of what I'm working on right here.
What you working on?
I'm doing the one with the swords up.
The sword. What? Get me my sword. I keep saying that. Okay. I forgot my miniatures. Are you okay? Do you need any help? You need me to grab something?
Yeah, grab that little character down there that fell.
Here you go. Anything else?
I hate how wobbly everything is in this box, but it's okay. We got this.
Yes.
These are what I'm working on.
Let's see if I can. Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. And here's my Nordic dudes and dudette. I started last week working on doing some speed painting stuff. And this week we will continue that tradition of speed painting.
Dang. It's not very nice.
No. It has a tendency of doing that, apparently.
Okay.
I still wonder what happened to my other brush.
Is it, and you said it was a,
There's a silver one.
yeah, I haven't seen it still.
Sure will pop up at some point, hopefully. It is sweltering in here.
I'm just turn that on that fan behind you since it's not in sight. But it might cause things to dry a little bit more quickly.
Yeah. That could be an issue with the speed paint.
Well, speed paint takes a little bit longer to dry. Do you think it would affect it that much?
Well, it's not just that, it's also because of how it reacts. The reaction might be different. I don't need a lot.
Okay. Just a little?
Just a tad.
Like that? Okay. You know, if it wasn't an issue, if there's a way to put it on this side so that we can have our hands under it here, but I'd be too afraid to bump it.
Yeah, that's why it's over there.
We'll get this figured out eventually. Okay. Okay, so I've been really struggling with the faces on these little ladies. Everything else is working, but their faces have been very difficult.
Back up a little bit. Okay, you got it.
So I'm thinking what I'm going to do, like I advised a couple of weeks ago, is I might go over their faces with black and then end up painting and just not filling in the eyes or the lips to see if that will work better. I hate to have to do it again, but that's seeming like it's my only option because every time I get everything else just right, then I have issues with the face. And I have to start over again. And I don't want to cake any more paint on there because I feel like it's already getting to the point where it's very close to losing its features, which is kind of scary for me because I've never had that issue before. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the black that I was using last week, which is, I believe, oh my gosh, why are my boxes and stuff being so stubborn today? It's trying to fall apart while I'm trying to pull one color out. Never had that issue with these Reaper boxes before. It's like they've come unsnapped somehow. Come on. Oh, there we go. Now it's getting back to where it needs to be.
So you may see some technique. I grant you this. So this is the old little
whole box came apart.
paper I was using last week just because I like recycling if I can help it.
Yeah. If you're using new paper every week, it can add up.
Yeah. And if you're working with a lot of different miniatures, what I like to do is add 2 parts medium, 2 parts color, 1 part medium. So you see I add about 10 drops or so of the pigment, and then I mix in about 5 drops of the medium. And that's kind of important for base coats for speed painting, just because you don't want these paints to go on too thick, because even though they are speed paints, they can still go on very, very thick. Not necessarily very thick, but they can go on thick enough where it doesn't give you quite the effect you're going for. So adding a little bit of medium can make a big difference. Let me go ahead and prep my brush. Normally I want a nice stiff tip, especially if I'm doing detail work, but in this particular case, because we're just speed painting, I shall not do that, because I want it to be a little soft. Normally you might see me wick off some excess, but in this case for base coating we want it to go on. We want a pretty decent amount to go on.
As you can see, I've got all their faces black now, and I'm just gonna let that dry a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little tiny brush right here, and I'm going to use it to lightly brush the white onto the lifted spaces so that the face features can come out a little bit more easily. What's the other? What's this one? I'm getting ready to paint their faces now. The nice thing about acrylic is it dries pretty quickly, so there's less issues with like worrying about the paint smearing or anything like that. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of this creamy white color and I'm tapping it out so there's very little left on the brush. I'm going to gently just start painting that onto their faces in a light circular motion. I'm going to keep doing that until all the features come out the way I want them to.
It's going to do that forever. For some reason, always around this time. Like, here's notification. What for? I don't know. Do any of you guys get random notifications? Let us know in the comments.
Jeez. That's a really exciting topic right there.
Yes. definitely related to painting. That is... The one thing I truly do not like about speed painting is that if you mess up with it, you mess up with it. There is no way to correct it. But I guess that's why you put it down as your base coat and you don't worry about it. And then you just fix it later.
Yeah, that works a lot better. Why didn't I do this sooner? That's a lot better. Okay, I'm going to show you guys in a minute how it's turning out. Brushing a little bit onto the nose. Need to get just a little bit brighter and then I'll show you guys.
I think I'm going to go over this again with the other colors. So, yeah.
Touch of the black on the collar because that's a bigger space that's easier to fix. Touching up the hairline. Okay, now, as you can see, you can actually see her facial features like her eyes, her nose, her lips. I'm going to bring it up close. If I can get the camera to not be foggy. Is that it right there? Okay, you can see her face now. A little bit better right there. So that worked really well. And you can go over that in as long as you're doing it really thin, you can go over that as many coats as you want until you get the brightness where you want it to be on the skin and the face. I think the thing that makes it hardest about these minis in particular, is because they've got a metal black sort of square thing right in the middle of their forehead that almost bleeds into where their eyes are with how close it is.
Right.
And that's what makes the face so much more difficult than the faces I've done in the past.
I'll go ahead and showcase a little bit of what I'm doing here. So I'm just putting down this base fairly thick on this dude. And if I get any bleed over onto the other parts that I'm working on, it's not a big deal because, yet again, this is base coating. So a lot of this stuff is pretty fixable. So if I do get any bleed over onto other parts, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just basically putting down color at this point. That's why a lot of people prefer doing base coats over like the actual work when it comes to miniature painting, because the rest of it can seem like it's not very fun because you're just basically doing all these different specific techniques. And personally, I'm a big fan of those specific techniques because I like the results. I like seeing what I can do. I think that's the part that makes this hobby fairly addictive for a lot of individuals that can see their progress fairly quickly.
And in a way, it's almost like a puzzle because, you know, when you're starting with a puzzle, it's a little frustrating at first because you're trying to figure out which pieces go where until you get all the outside pieces work your way in. That's how it is with painting. Maybe there's some stuff that is a little bit more detailed, a little bit more difficult to paint, but when you overcome that and you succeed in getting past whatever issue it is that you're trying to work through, it's actually very gratifying.
Yes.
Just like when you see that whole puzzle at the end and it's a beautiful picture. It's the same way with mini painting, in my opinion, because it's all about trying to figure out how you're going to apply the paint just to get what you're working towards just right.
Effect, yeah.
The desired effect. And sometimes it's just figuring it out as you go, you know?
Yes.
Kind of like me, I've been trying, as you guys have watched in the past, I've been trying with quite difficulty to get this face just right. And then finally I'm like, wait, I need to take my own advice. I'm going to go ahead and paint the face black and then just paint all the lifted spots white. Then I don't have to worry about all those little features that keep bleeding into each other.
Yeah.
So I fixed that piece of the puzzle. Made it work. And like he's saying, there may be a little bit of touching up, but it's not that big of a deal once you don't have to mess with the part that's giving you issues anymore. It's just more just fixing up the spaces around it.
Right. That gives you a good idea how that can turn out.
All I can say is don't give up, keep trying. And when you're done, when you finally get through it, it'll all feel worth it. And that looks really good.
Whoa. I'm glad you think so. Now I'm just going to go through that same process with the other four. Or not the other four, the other two. We got four altogether. Four of each of these different miniatures.
It's not holding as well.
Our roommate back there is playing Madara with his buddies online.
I don't think they can hear it as much as we can.
Yeah, but he's just talking about like alternatives to Mage Breaker. I don't know if anyone here has played Madara, but Mage Breaker is awesome. It's a skill in the game, in case anyone out there is wondering what that means.
It's really fun. We've played Madara with them before. I know they've got some newer expansions now, like some extended story. I haven't had a chance to play through this second part that I'm pretty sure he's playing through with his buddies online. It's a pretty fun storyline, though. It's pretty balanced. Go. Now to touch up her collar, then I'll be able to move forward.
And that's Homeboy number 3. Now moving on to Homeboy number 4.
All right. And that's face number 3. Did I get that centerpiece actually? No, I didn't. I'm ahead of myself. Now I'm going to do second coat on the arms. Once again, when it comes to the colors that I'm using to match this book, I'm finding that the best color for when you're doing sort of geisha type paint where it's the white faces, so there's that little tiny bit of warmth color to it, but it's still white, is a Styrian sand. If you're going with Reaper paint.
What if you were going with Walmart paint? What would you do then?
Find the closest color to this as possible. Basically, what I do, I've actually used different phone apps to help match colors. If I can't find the color, then I just do the best I can to get the closest possible.
Yes.
Now for the next one.
Whoa. We're going to change the POV for 2 reasons. For one, because it would be fun to see. And for 2, because I need to turn the AC on because it is roasting in here. Holy crap.
That's what we get when we have spring weather. We're in the room with the biggest and most windows.
I suppose so.
At least it gives us the proper lighting if we get the timing just right.
Let's see what Barbara Dell is working on. Yes. Even closer.
Way to put the pressure on me.
I can move it closer to you if you want it to be at a better angle.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Is that comfortable for you?
Yeah, that's fine. It's not affecting me at all.
Okay.
I'm touching up her cheeks a little bit more. I'm too much of a perfectionist, I think. I want to make sure it's perfect for the person that I'm doing this for, you know. There's a reason it's called a commission.
Commissioner.
They expect you to get it to the aspects they want to have, so you can tell about the character. As you can see here, from what I did, you can now see the eyes and stuff, so it's easier if you need to just touch up a little bit around the face, make it a little brighter. As you can see, there's that little black thing right there that is the bane of my existence, but it's a little forehead piece.
What do you want the AC on?
I don't think it would hurt to have it on just for paint night.
What temperature do you want?
Just turn it on in general. It's already set. Okay, so I'm just gonna get that little black piece.
I put it on 75.
That works. Dang it, my hand twitched when I was painting there's a little black piece
It's
right
all
here.
wrong.
Don't tell me
What
that.
have you done?
Okay.
Good evening, Mud. Good to see you again.
And
or hear from you again.
I don't know if you saw last week's post, but we're going to do a paint night at Merrill's on the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, if you'd like to come. And we'll be doing it live. But it'll be a
Doing it
fun
live.
group thing. We're going to try to pull some of the oldies back together for a fun night. We're going to try it about once a month.
Gonna be a fun night.
Okay, so now I need silver. Where's my silver? That's where my silver. Okay, I found it. These are the commissions a little bit closer up that I've been working on. Okay, I love this silver. It's when you want your silver to be extremely bright. It's also great for mixing with different colors to give a sort of metallic sheen, which is what I did on the dragonfly that I did a couple weeks ago. I'm going to go ahead and start working on these swords now. Besides gunmetal silver, this is one of my favorites to use for weapons, especially with everything being so dark on these characters, but yet the blades are supposed to be so vibrant. Well, if you can come, you can come. If not, then there will always be a day sometime next month that might work better for you. As we say, there's no obligation, just join us when you can. We're not going to be offended if you can't make it or anything like that, although I know that it's something that you'd really like to do. We do understand the situation. Now it's kind of funny. Lynn was trying to view us last week, and she didn't even see us come online until we were online until about the time that we were shutting everything down. I don't know if she just was really busy or if it didn't notify her or anything. But if you don't receive a notification on a Tuesday or anything, then feel free to just contact us, let us know whether or not it's showing up on your end as being available. Then we can confirm whether or not we're actually there painting.
Which, if it's a Tuesday, we probably are.
Yeah, we try to stay on task there when it comes to our Tuesdays.
Ow.
Did that hurt? Because that shook the whole table.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's taking the color right off there for a minute. One thing about these figures that I've been painting for my buddy, Even with primer, sometimes the paint doesn't hold, so I have to be extra vigilant and do several layers if I need to, just to get the paint to stay where I need it to be. So with these minis, I have had to put the paint on a little thicker than I normally would with other minis. Even though I don't always recommend that. I'll let that dry for a minute. Meanwhile, I can start working on some of the other colors. Do you have any of that really bright gold in the stuff over there, the kind of pale gold?
Not over here.
I wonder if I've got some here. Yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna use.
If you're talking about the gold that I cherish, it's downstairs.
I don't know if that's
I can grab
calcite
it if
because
you
it's
need it.
kind of rubbed off, or calcito.
Calcite, probably.
S-H-I-T-E. Calcito. Anyway.
Yeah, calcite, that sounds about right.
This is the color that I'm using. Sorry, I didn't mean to shake that in front of the camera. Let's see, I'm going for a very light gold. Oh, okay, I get that. He says he didn't receive a notification today.
For
paint night, letting him know that we were online.
You mean like today? Like
yeah.
for this session?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Alright, so now I'm trying to figure out where to put my hands so that you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm putting on that really light gold on all the fancy bits of the blade. I don't know if you can see the difference between that gold and silver. It's very subtle, but it's there. over that again. Bring those details out a little bit more in depth. Okay. Now for the next one. Hello, little Tiabini. You say hello for the camera, huh?
It's funny how she always sounds like she's underwater.
Yeah.
It's like she knows she's on camera.
Yeah.
She sounds cuter than she normally does.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you the address. I'll probably send it tonight. Don't let me forget, though, okay? I'll get it from Meryl. I don't have it right off the bat. It's here in Pleasant Grove. And it's in the, what is it called? Green something.
Zone.
That's not Green Hills, it's Green Meadow or Meadow Green or
Meow 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 meow
something like
meow
that.
meow meow.
I'll get the information for you.
This is Tibini's favorite song. I'm just joking. I think that cat knows how to appreciate music.
I think she does.
I think she's like, ew.
We were listening to,
Disgusting.
as you know, I've been on kind of listening to the hand drum instruments lately because Cheryl's been obsessed. And she actually gets extra cuddly when she's listening to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something else.
I told Steve Man about it. Steve Man plans on being there. I hope he doesn't forget. We would like for Lynn to come, but she doesn't want Ren on the camera. And if she's going live, if we're doing it live, it may be an issue for her. Which I understand. There's way too many kids posted on the internet these days. Their whole life
Way too many kids.
out
They're
for the
everywhere.
show, you know. We don't want that. We want to have our own little life. Okay. And they also have the gold on their horns. So we're going to go ahead and paint these horns gold as well. Oh, paint night's going great, Lynn. How are you guys doing tonight?
I knew you'd appreciate some Sonic mud.
Oh, the red band, is it? It's taken away from it? Okay, there we go. Now you'll have to tell me how it goes. She says it's focusing more on my hand than the mini. This camera never wants to film what you want it to film.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see what we can do about that.
I believe. Oh, right there, it's actually silver. Right here, it's black. Oh, that's fun. I didn't notice that before. I thought it was part of the knot at the waist. So I'll just fix that really quickly. Is Ren watching today? Have to give her my shout out if she is. How'd she break your coffee table?
With violence.
What happened? Hello, little bird. Grandma loves you. And I'm mixing a little bit of black and silver over here to make kind of a gunmetal effect, because it shows that the handle of that blade is a little bit darker silver than the blade itself. So this part's going to be kind of a gunmetal.
It's gonna be kind of a gun.
Okay. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay. So she dropped a glass cup on the table
Dang.
top and it's broke.
I'm
The
gonna
tabletop.
switch the side here.
I'll send you a pic. And the funny thing is, the glass cup didn't even chip. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That was such thick glass on the table, too. That's insane.
I just want to showcase
Aw,
what
that's
this
so
kind of
sweet. Thank you, Mud.
looks like. Also, before you guys work on anything, especially if it's been sitting around for about a week, which most of these usually do, you always want to make sure it's nice and dusted off, just to make sure you don't seal the flavor in. In this case, the you want to seal the dust in. So we go ahead and just give it a little swoosh, and then we go to town.
I'll look at that picture as soon as I'm done with paint night, Lynn.
See, I just wanted to showcase how satisfying this is. I mean, I'm painting at a bit of a strange angle here, but hopefully I get the point across, like how kind of neat speed painting paint is. Or at least that kind of like effect. It kind of sits in the crevices and such. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. One thing to keep in mind that I did not is that whenever you're working on something using this kind of paint, using speed paint, is that if you let it sit for too long, it starts to separate when you paint. So the best thing to do is to just make a little bit at a time, which you won't normally encounter this kind of issue unless you're painting a lot of miniatures, one after the other. And here's the Warrior Chica. The Red Sonja character. I'm gonna try to paint her kind of thusly.
Just glad Ren wasn't hurt because she was sitting on the table when it happened. Oh, wow. And we've been managing fine with those Dollar Tree lap tables. Now it's focused on the paint. Good. All right. So it kind of sucks though because Ren was just learning how to set the table. She loved having a little table that she could pick up the food from the kitchen and carry it to and set it up so she could have lunch with Mom. Not to change the subject. Ollie, you're doing an amazing job.
No, you guys think I'm stupid. No, just
I'm
joking.
just showing that I'm actually reading what they're saying.
Yeah, that's
I am in the process of painting teeny tiny toes.
you would be.
Yes.
Just yoking. So that was this stuff. The purple Urple. It's a purple swarm. And then next week I'm going to layer it with tidal wave. And it'll make a kind of indigo kind of looking color.
That would be awesome to see the effect of that.
Pretty stoked about it.
Let's see that. Okay, now I need a little bit of
Now
brown.
for the wolf pelts on these guys, all of them have like a little bit of fur going on. Almost all of them. As you can see, there's these guys that have like wolf pelts and whatnot. And the lady has a wolf pelt as well.
That's not a bad suggestion. Sorry. Responding to their mess conversation as well.
As this one guy doesn't have any wolf pelt stuff going on. He's more the classic Conan looking dude. I was using this battleship gray for them. For the wolf pelt at least. But I'm thinking of doing something different for the second coat.
Can't wait to see those when they're done.
Any suggestions would be pretty cool.
It sounds so wet, but it's not.
So now I'm going to start painting the I was thinking about painting the hair this golden armor color. I thought that would be kind of fun, but I don't know. Still kind of on the fence about that. But we can go ahead and start painting skin. Not a ton on these guys. But these dudes for sure. And these ladies for sure also. I was going to go with the pastel salmon. I might want to do something a little bit darker, to be honest.
Have their shoes painted.
Yeah. I will go ahead and switch back to the other side.
Okay, now, like I was talking about with not being afraid to use multiple coats with these minis in general, because for some reason even with primer, it still sometimes has issues holding on to the paint, so you have to do multiple layers. As you can see, while he was doing that, I was just painting these little These little tiny white toes and sandals.
Mhm.
Yeah. And now I'm going back to the blades. See if we can get that silver to go on there a little bit more solid. Normally, when it's not something like these where it has trouble holding the paint, I kind of have to dab it on. You want to make sure that your strokes, when it comes to blades and stuff, are a nice solid single stroke so that you're not adding texture where you don't want it to be. As you can see, the color's sticking a little bit better, but it's still not quite where we want it to be. Sorry, I just tapped the camera with the brush. And so it's going to shake for a minute. Next one, I'm going to paint this blade. This one seems to be holding a little bit better than the other one. Just getting those edges. When it comes to those little fine edges, it doesn't hurt to go sideways like this to get it to stick. But when it comes to this wide part of the blade, you really want to normally keep it a solid brush stroke. And Elaine, I don't know if you were here earlier, but as I was struggling with these faces for the past couple of weeks, I just decided to paint them black and then use the tiniest blending brush or put the creamy white color on it and then just gently brush it onto the face. And that's how I was able to get the eyes and stuff to stand out better rather than having everything bleed together. So is the frame still nice though, Lynn? Or did like the whole table's like integrity break and everything? Oh no, because what you could have done is just gone to like Home Depot or something like that and had them cut to the measurements and put a wood top on it instead and stain it really easily. It's too bad it got thrown away. That was a pretty awesome table. And it had all that storage underneath.
Yeah, pastel salmon's definitely too bright for a base coat for skin.
I'll keep an eye open for some nice little tables and stuff for you guys that are wood. Alright, I think those blades are looking pretty good so far. It looks like I missed a set of horns. missed any other parts. Almost like it could use a little bit more gold. As you can see here, there's a little bit poking out from under the blade that I'm going to have to paint up as well. I'm going to use the tip of the brush, and I'm just going to kind of push it up in there to get that nice little bit that's under the blade. Looks like I'm going to need a little bit more gold. And it looks like they may have some other little accents. I can't quite see them very well in the hair here, but I have some gold as well. I may just have to make do and just add some dots and hope they're in the right spaces.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Like that's not really doing as good as I would like, but I'll touch it up in a minute after it's dry. Looks like it's dry enough here where I can touch it up again with the yellow horn, the gold horns. It's too bad it doesn't show the back of their hair. I'd like to know if I should be adding some gold back there as well. It's kind of funny. Last week I got ahead of myself and I thought I was painting the hand on the back of the sword, but I was actually painting one of these horns the hand color because it was just around the same area. Had to go back and fix it. Okay, now that I've got the gold where I want it to be, I'm going to go back to the hair, and I'm going to take this really fine tip brush, and I'm going to go ahead and paint little lines into the gold, so it'll still have that effect to where it looks like they're separate gold pieces. So I'm going to put a little line here to divide it out. A little bit along the hairline there to give it a little bit more of a jeweled effect. Same thing over here. Put a little line there to separate them. I might actually do her eye again. This always makes me nervous. Because her, out of all of them, she's the one whose eyes seem to be the most, showing up the most wonky. And now I am going to start cursing
It turns
myself
out
again.
very nicely. Crusader skin would be so good for Vikings.
Divide it here again. Divide it here again. A little fine line along here to add those jeweled effects. So I do it on that one already. Fine line again. You can see the little divisions between the jewels. Except I feel like her nose piece is, because of what a light gold it is, feels like it's just fading into her face. Go ahead and touch that up. Get a little bit of an edge there. And then put the another gold dot on there.
How edgy.
Smart aleck, that's what he is.
Yes, I am
There we
smart.
go. As you can see, now there's a little dot where the jewel should be.
I'm glad that you finally recognize my intelligence.
Once again, that headpiece is the bane of my existence. I'm going to put a little bit of gold, and then I'm going to touch up around the eyes again. Dot there, and dot there. And then I'm going to touch up, use this little fine tip and just make those eyes look less alien-esque.
Alien.
There we go. That's a little bit better. That's actually a lot better. Now you can actually see her face. Start touching these ladies up again.
Man. I'm getting Conan vibes from this guy.
I'm going to go ahead and divide it here. Divide it here. Get that depth all over again with the jewels still showing. It's so hard to see. I You noticed his edgelordness. That's awesome. I love you, Mud. You're awesome.
Oh no.
He's always willing to play along with us when we're being goofy.
I made a mistake.
Oh no.
I'm gonna have to eat a steak.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna eat a steak to make up for my mistake.
Okay, touching up the face again with this very fine tip. Face is very pale. Trying to get her nose and her lips to stand out a little bit more. There we go. That's a lot better. Touch up this one now.
Dang, Crusader flesh is awesome.
Well, it's funny, I always find those one specific color that you can use for almost anything. It's always a nice surprise once you try it and you're like, okay, I really love this. Go ahead and touch up that cheek right there. Thank heavens for nails. Above the eyes, cheeks here. You can see those little features now.
Quirks and features.
This one now needs touched up. Trying to get that separation between the gold, the headpiece, and the cute little face. I don't know if you really think cute when you see, you know, battle maidens of any type. But
I don't know, man. Battle maidens are pretty cute. Maybe in a different way than what you're thinking, though.
yeah, it's not quite Ren cute. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Ren is a different type of cute. These are just badass.
Yeah.
It's a reason they're battle maidens. He says, considering you mentioned Red Sonja, I'm not surprised you can now see Conan.
Yes. Well, this whole army is kind of like they're supposed to be modeled after Vikings, but like only the heavy unit seems to be very Viking. The other units seem to be more inspired by Conan.
On the lip.
At least the whole Hyperborean age people.
That's as good as the face is going to get. I should not mess with the faces anymore. My perfectionist keeps taking over, and then I have to re-perfect it.
It's a lot of perfecting.
Yeah. I think now what I'm really going to focus in on is, I think these ones are just about done. I'm going to focus in on using, considering that the original pieces that I did for him used more washing effects and we want them to all match. I'm going to have to put a little bit of a wash on the gold and see if that pulls the textures forward that we need on the blades. Let's see. Outlaw.
What's up?
Since this is on this side, could you grab my box over there so I can find
Well,
the wash?
I'm gonna switch sides anyways.
Okay, don't put it over there until I slide the table because I don't want to knock it down. Okay. I've been pulling out my Mega Paint set from Army Painter.
Mega paint. Okay. I just wanted to like show off how like cool this is. I don't know. Hopefully, you guys will get a kick out of how this looks. I wasn't thinking because it was so dark that it would turn out so well for skin tone. And there I go painting Pauldron again. Because why not?
Can't remember, was it always soft tone I recommended to go over the gold, or was it the flesh wash? Do any of you guys remember?
You guys are getting quizzed.
I think I'm gonna go for... Okay, it was flesh. Thank you, Lynn. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Don't second guess yourself. You're brilliant.
There we go. Nice and nice.
Yeah, I think you were right with the flesh tone. It's not anything extreme, but it's
Your
enough
paint.
to bring out those little features.
No.
I'm going to use it on the horns, on the hand guard. Tia Beanie, what are you doing? I don't think you fit in a miniature figure box. She thinks she fits into all boxes.
You never know until you try.
Yeah, I don't think she's succeeding. She lost interest very quickly.
Let's see.
Okay, so a really good, just to confirm, a really good wash to use over gold features to bring out all those little details is the Army Painter Flesh Wash. The reason I suggest that one is because it's just dark enough where it pulls all those little details out, but it's subtle enough that it doesn't take away from the sheen of the gold. If that makes sense. Yes, Lynn for the win. Ah! Hear the crowd cheer. And I will just, since he's showing some stuff off over there, I'll just hand him one of my minis because he's got more steady hands so that he can show a close-up of how this wash is turning out with these blades. with these little details. I mean, not blades, the hand guards. And around the face. Oh, there's a little part that I got some gold
Kind
on.
of acts a little bit like oil. Like really watered down oil.
Like Nolan oil.
No, like oil paints.
Oh, okay.
Not quite as smooth as like oil paints that have been thinned down with spirits, but pretty close.
It looks like I've got all of their washes on. And I will let Atlas show it off here pretty soon. Just making sure I'm not missing any stuff.
I'm almost done kind of geeking out about how this turns out, so you can...
That's okay. I like
Get
your
that
steady
back.
hands. That's why I'm going to have you do it, because there's such tiny features. I'm worried I'm going to make it.
What would you guys rather see,
fuzzy.
Barbara Dell's side or my side?
None of that now. Both sides have their own cool stuff going on. Don't make them choose.
Well, it makes it so they have a say in what's happening. I'm not going to be offended either way.
I will.
You will?
No,
okay.
I won't.
Then
No,
maybe
I won't.
we should switch it back to your side.
No, I'm teasing. But will you just hold this close since you've got steady hands? So they can actually see how those details are popping out on the ends of the...
I will shift it back over there because...
He's... Mud's like, yes? Sorry about being non-committal.
Oh. Dang it. Maybe it's just because they want to see more Conan and they just didn't want to admit it.
Yeah. Conan's a pretty sexy dude. I wouldn't say the Arnold Schwarzenegger one is, though.
You just like the OG bowl cut Conan?
Well, for that time, I was born in that time. And I just felt like...
Oh no, I mean, I'm not... I was just making a silly joke. Conan's supposed to be awesome. That's kind
Yeah.
of like his whole thing. So yeah, no judgment from this end over here.
I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger played the part very well, but he wasn't... To me, I didn't see him to be very attractive.
Well, Mud did say more Red Sonja, and this character is kind of Red Sonja-esque, and I'm going to paint her next, so you guys can watch that, I suppose. Instead of using Crusader flesh or Crusader skin, I'm going to use peachy flesh.
And I'm going to start doing some edge highlighting.
What do you want me to show?
Just on these little swords and stuff, how it makes the little delicate features pop out when you use the flesh wash. If you look on the ends of the sword, where the handguard is, the ends of the sheaths, that's where I was using it. It's just kind of hard to see because they're so tiny, which was why I was asking Otla to do it, because he seems to have a knack for
Look
this.
at that sword.
Yeah. You know, you have a point, Lynn. She says it's kind of funny because Conan's technically not really a Viking at all.
No, well, that's what I was commenting on
Yeah.
earlier with this army. It's supposed to be a Viking army, but like there's a Conan character for some reason just kind of smushed in there.
Thank you.
No problemo.
Okay, now to add those fine little edge highlighting details.
Peachy flesh.
It's hard to get that top edge of these because everything's so close together.
Get a load of them thighs. Whoa. Buddy, hold on.
Okay, so Lynn, do you think you'll want to come on St. Patrick's Day? Maybe we could just have Julio help keep Ren off the camera. So you're not worrying about her being posted online. She says you're doing things off camera. We'd love to have you paint with us. Or we could have Julio just, hang out at our house, and then if you need to go do something with Ren, you can go over and come back. You could watch TV or whatever here. I mean, if you want to, Julio. I'm not volunteering you for anything.
Peachy flesh. Sounds very death metal.
Or you guys could take turns so Julio can paint too if he wants to. Oh, okay. Lynn, I was just asking you if you're planning on coming to our St. Patrick's group paint night. That's on a Tuesday as well. Oh, we announced it last week and you weren't here. It's okay. So, by the way, Lynn, we're doing a group paint night where we're going to invite a bunch of our older friends that were in the paint class to see if they want to paint with us over at Merrill's on St. Patrick's Day. We're going to try to do it once a month. It's my bad. I thought I'd brought it up to you already as a possibility. I was saying that if you did want to do it, we could, you and Julio could switch off with Ren so both of you could paint, or if you want, he could hang out here so that he's nearby if Ren needs you for something. You all kind of work together to keep her off camera so you can come.
Oh no. I made a mistake that only steak can fix.
Okay, yeah. And if you need me to step aside or something, I can help every now and then, since it'll basically be people at the paint night that already know what they're doing from going to our classes. So if you need a little bit of help, I can help there too, and we can jump back and forth. Okay, that's fine. And if you guys can't, we're not going to be offended or anything. We get it. But I would love to have you there. I miss painting with my girl. And, you know, it'd be fun having Julio over. And
There we go again, making steaks.
making steaks.
Yes.
Did you make steaks?
Steaks everywhere.
I like
Man.
steak.
I like money.
I'm now adding the little gold details to my battle maidens, and then the last part is going to be adding kind of a faded turquoise-ish gray to like their waistbands, their little sash things that hang down. They can pop out a little bit more. It'll be so nice to be done with these. It's a lot of work, all these tiny details. Yes, you're talking my language. He's naming off all the steaks.
Oh, yeah. A lot of steaks. I'm making a lot of steaks.
Not completely dry yet, but gives you a good idea.
And Lynn, if you decide you want to come and Julio doesn't, but you want to have Ren near, we could also maybe talk
This one
to
is
Spencer to
drier.
see if he would rather paint or help watch Ren over here. Because I know Ren's comfortable with him. Just some thoughts and options. Almost done with the edge highlighting of gold. Gold.
Gold.
Okay, let's go ahead and switch. Being in that position for too long hurt.
Okay, so as you can see, for the edge highlighting, all I'm doing is I'm barely tapping the gold along the edge here to get it to pop just a little bit without overpowering everything. There's a little lifted part here we're going to paint gold. Then I'll have to do the same on this side. Take a little bit, put it on the edge of the brush, tap it out
You might have to move closer to that side.
like that.
Yes.
I'm just tapping it out, doing the little edge highlighting. And tapping the top here. Probably see that area the best. Let's see, did I do that other side? Yes, I did. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead. I've got, as you can see, there's some types of gold dangly bits here on the sash. So I'm going to gently tap that out as well so it doesn't look overpowering or muddy. I can see what I'm painting. I'm just going to dab a little bit along here. Looks like there's a little bit more that needs to be painted in this little edge here. All right. And now I need a gray sort of turquoise color. Might take me a minute to find what I'm looking for. Do I have a color here that's close to that so I don't have to mix? Aha! This just might be the color I'm looking for. And this is, if you wonder what color that is, it's Hobgoblin Blue. Get that shaken up. As you can see, I'm using very little paint at a time. It's really important. It helps really preserve the paint to have a wet palette and also to make sure that you're not dumping a whole bottle on there if you don't need to, which you definitely do not need to. A little bit goes a very long way. Once again, needles can be your best friend when doing this.
Needles.
Needles. So,
We don't want to get
just
the
one
kids
little
into
dot.
those.
One little dot goes a long way.
Needles and pain.
So the sash, this part actually might be have a little bit more black, but I'm still going to leave a little bit of sparkle there, just so that you can actually see the details. Got my little fine tip here. I'm just painting a little sash here. Sorry, I keep holding it in the wrong position. And then there's a little bit around the waist up above here. It's going to be the tricky part. I didn't realize that. Just going to do a really fine line right here. Make it go all the way around to here. And a little bit more paint to that. I know that I got a little bit here. If you catch it soon enough, all you need to do is just wash that off really easily like that in little circular motions. Takes the paint right off from where you want it to be and where you don't want it to be. Make that a little bit thicker. Okay. Once again, I got a little bit in that little tiny crease there. I'm just gonna rinse that off. There we go. So that's her sash. You can see the little things right here. I'm gonna put a second coat just to make it pop a tiny bit more. There and there. Perfect. Going on to the next one, doing the same thing. And then we've got the little waistline right here. I think as soon as I get these sashes done, they're going to be most of the way done, and I will end up calling it here soon. A little bit. But I'm really glad that everything's going a lot more smoothly this week. These last couple of weeks have been a real struggle trying to get those faces just right. You know, even if you're a seasoned miniature painter, it doesn't mean that sometimes the way the figures are printed could make it a little bit more time consuming, a little bit more demand for detail. But it's all, like I said, it's always worth it in the end. Don't give up, just keep trying, and eventually you'll get the effect that you're going for. I think it's good to see someone like, oh dang, this is kind of difficult, because it shows that it's not, that it's okay to, I don't know, I'm babbling.
It's okay. I get you. I get you. I'm right here with you.
Yeah.
I get you.
It's just worth it in the end. Long story short, if you just continue, don't give up.
Unless you really not just. No.
We're
Yeah.
trying to encourage people
Yeah, don't
here.
give up. Don't give
Don't listen to
up. Don't listen
him.
to me.
Okay. All right. I'm going to add a little bit more black. As I was talking about right here, it actually shows that there's black here. So what I think I'm going to do, actually, instead of doing it black, I just changed my mind, is I'm going to go ahead and do either Nolan oil or a dark tone wash. This is, once again, I love the washes from this company. They're great. I'll show you how much darker. You can see this is the wash for the flesh wash. This is the wash that we're going to put on the metal. Looks really dark, a little bit intimidating.
And it's because it is. It'll call you names.
I'll scoot it closer so you can see. This is, okay, is it showing? Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera just right so you guys can see. A little bit further. Sorry, I'm watching the camera to make sure I'm not just showing myself stuff thinking I'm showing you guys. All right, that's it. I'm just going to go like this. Okay, that light brown is the wash for flesh. The black next to it is the dark tone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that dark tone, and I like to test it on my skin. See how dark it's going to go on before I put it on the mani, so that it's not messing anything up. Let's go ahead and put that on there. Letting that really seep in there where we want it to look like it's actually black, shiny, jeweled. I'll put a couple coats so that gold still shines through. And then I'm going to go on to the next one. Do the same thing. Putting that on there pretty thick and pretty dark. So we want to still show as dark metal that has a sheen to it. Kind of like scales. It's a good way to put it. I'm doing it to this one. I'm just letting it seep into those little creases. This is why I tell people don't cancel out washes. They're actually really helpful. And now I'm going to go back over. I don't know if I did the jewels on the armor that are gold, the little dangly parts. So I'm going to just, to be safe, go over that a little bit more with the flesh wash. Like right here, to make those little details pop out. Next, right in there, right in that little crease, and we're golden.
I thought you were working with flesh, not gold.
How much are those speed paints? Ah, they want to know how much the speed paints are.
I got the big old beefy set thing, and that was like. I also got it while it was on a really good deal on sale, so it was like 300 and something, and it was a lot of paint. But if you wanted to get a smaller one, I'm sure that they have them, and you could probably get them for around $60 or something.
Yeah.
They're not
Oops.
cheap, but they're not crazy either. And it really just comes down to what you need. Like, I wouldn't say that speed paints are for everyone. I'm just showcasing a technique that you can do with or without speed paints. It's just that this particular thing that I'm doing is a lot faster with speed paints.
Yeah. Okay, I think my little ladies are done. You guys take a look at them. Tell me what you think. I'll show you these. Actually, I'll show you a close-up so you can see the blending as well. My phone is so delayed. Okay, I'm going to drop it down a little bit. Sorry it takes so long, but you can see the blending on the skirt. And then there's the, let's see if we can get that face to show a little bit better. It just gets so shaky. Let's go a little bit further away. There you go. Now I can see those details. I think they're done, and then I'll show you what the image looked like. You guys can tell me what you think. Hopefully it's not so close that you guys won't be able to see the details that I was going for. Let me move these things out of the way. Okay. I'm going to show you sideways. But this here, as soon as I can see the image, see if I can get it on there. That one's the one we were working on. So you can see what I was going for there. Tell me what you think. Just realized there was a little edge there I didn't get filled in properly on the hairline. Thank you. It's been a lot of work, but I'm trying. Okay, and that's my do for tonight. Outlet, how are you coming along?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So are you good for tonight? Or do you want to show a little bit more of what you're doing, because it's looking pretty fantastic there?
Thank you. I mean, if you wanted to move the doodly bop, I'm down.
Okay. Science. Sorry, I'm trying not to burp into my mic.
Gross.
I know. I had to hold my breath there for a minute before I spoke. Trying to be polite here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to move back around here. Hopefully I don't knock anything over with my butt while we're in the process.
No, not that.
No,
Okay. So these are the ones I was looking at that I thought looked pretty cool. These little guys here. Looking pretty fantastic. And then I'm going to go ahead and, sorry you guys get a view of my plants that are trying to die. Let's go ahead.
But they're not
This-
succeeding.
Let's see. Where do you want it? Is that where you had it before? Is right there? It feels crooked. Like I'm trying to scoot into the table, but now they're just looking at your paints.
Why did you keep it there?
Because you wouldn't tell me where you wanted it.
Because I'm focusing.
Well, if you want them to see it, you gotta put it up on the table to focus.
Okay. Well, let's move it a bit closer so I'm not straining too much.
I just didn't want to bump your feet or anything, so.
Dang it. Dang it.
All right, I'm glad it looked. So, were you still able to? Okay, what looks really close? Oh, no, never mind. That was the old response. Oh my gosh, I thought I was reading something new. Sorry, Mud. My brain is halfway here. I was up till 1 o'clock this morning and then had to go to work today after getting some stuff done around the house. That is looking awesome, Atla. Love the shading and everything that you're doing there.
I'm not doing any
Well, it's the
shading.
speed
It's the
paint.
speed paint.
I know, but you know what I mean. It looks really good.
I'm trying not to make more mistakes.
I'll bet that looks so good on a bigger screen.
I made a mistake.
They caught it on their big screen. Oops, no, I didn't mean that.
Now my steak is known to the world. Everyone will know of my steak.
That looks so good. Sitting here watching it on my phone to get an idea of what you're doing.
Scary.
What it's looking like.
Shields are scary.
I like how you're using kind of a blue tint rather than a metallic, but it still gives the metal effect.
I am going to next week. This is just the base coat for the metal.
But if you chose not to, you wouldn't have to because of how the coloration goes on there.
Wood.
It's actually pretty awesome.
Get it because it's made of wood.
Oops.
Dang it! Are you serious? Are you kidding me right now?
I don't touch the table. I'm sorry.
Why did you do that?
I just went straight on.
This is not funny.
I'm sorry. I laugh at really bad times. It's more of an uncomfortable oops laugh than a this is actually funny.
Conan.
Laughing so hard my eyes are watering.
Yeah. She hates me.
Yeah, that could actually be a good thing for you, especially considering that you do a lot of just different monsters at the same time and you don't want to put as much effort into shading and stuff. Just putting the layers on in the just the right amount in different areas to make it look shaded could be really good for what you do.
Please don't. Please don't rumble the table.
I'm sitting completely still so that I don't bump anything.
I hope so. Okay.
I love you so much.
I love you too. Sheesh. Sheesh. I've been hurt before, but not like this.
Oh, dang it. I forgot to get the... Oh.
Hey, don't forget to get the whatever it is you meant.
Castle. Ooh.
Castle. Oh, okay. I'm copying you now. Actually might be a good color to touch up the base. I think I might do that. Just because I can. Now I've got him all nervous.
Oh no, I made a mistake.
I'm gonna sabotage everything now.
I made another mistake.
Well, stop making steaks then. If you're not hungry, stop making steaks. We all know that's exactly what he's saying, right?
Sheesh. Oh, good.
Did I throw off your groove?
No, I was worried that I did something again.
Made more steaks?
Yeah.
You know, I keep telling you, if you're not hungry, don't make them. Jeez, you don't have to eat it all at once.
But the downside of speed painting is that it's not just good at, helping you speed paint, but the downside of it is that you have to paint faster, because if you don't, that's why I said before it's important to only make a small amount at a time, because if you don't use it, then you lose it pretty quickly. Not necessarily because it dries fast, it just coagulates. And
Just like steak.
Just like steak. What kind of steaks do you eat? Holy
I'm just
crap.
saying, you know, if they're aged right or something.
I've never seen a dry aged steak that's coagulating.
I'm just.
That is gross.
That's blood. I don't know what I'm talking about. Shut up, Barbara now.
Gross.
I don't eat coagulated steak, but it can coagulate if it's not eaten or used in the right amount of time. Well, the blood in it, not necessarily the steak.
Let's get this guy. This guy and his Skyrim shield. The rim of the shield is going to the sky.
I didn't do it. Just putting that out there. I bumped the table. As I was trying to, I'm just touching up the base because I found a good color that's close enough to where I can cover where the the white primer got on the base a little bit, because he needs all the bases to look around the same color as they already are, because you need to be able to see the bases in the game, because the colors determine the clans and stuff like that. So I'm just touching up the bases while you finish that up.
Dang it. So you see how it kind of starts to separate like that? And it doesn't adhere properly? That's when you know it's starting to
Coagulate. Just like rotting steak.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I'm trying to maintain it so it doesn't look like garbage. Mr. Anderson, you're garbage.
What's that from?
It's a chopped up version of The Matrix.
Oh, okay.
Where he's just like, you even take out your neighbor's garbage or something like that. But I like made it seem like Agent Smith and Neo were 1v1ing on like Call of Duty or something.
Oh, okay.
And Agent Smith was calling him garbage. Mr. Anderson, you're garbage.
I'm going to take a look at that picture of that table here soon. See what Ren did. See what chaos our little princess has created. I'm going to have to put a couple of layers on some of this.
Yeah, it's Cloudburst. That's the one.
You know, there's nothing saying that when you come to paint with the group, that Atla may not have some speed paints for you to experiment with. See if you like them. Not to volunteer you, my love, but it would be helpful.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do have a lot.
He does have a lot. You can hear the street, the sidewalk crossing thing out there over the cars. Did they turn its volume up?
Just for tonight.
Just for tonight, for paint class.
Yeah. It's like
Gotta
they're trying
keep
to
things
use us at
interesting.
advertisement. Hey, you want to buy a sidewalk crossing sign? And we're like, what would we even use that for? You should buy it.
He says, it's the smell, if there is even such a thing, Agent
It's
Smith.
the smell. If there even is such a thing.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my mic off for a minute just so that I can go speak to Dan to see what he says about this mini.
Or you can leave the mic on so we can all hear. Not just joking.
No. Because then I'll feel like I'm on the spot. Don't want to be on the spot.
Yeah. You like go back there and he's like, I very much dislike it.
I might bump the table, so be prepared. I've got a little tiny place to squeeze through here. Okay, you're safe.
For now.
For now. Can I come in? You say yeah? Okay. I'm really trying.
Let's actually move the camera down a little bit more, seeing that. I mean, maybe that's a bit too much. Crom. Yes, dip, dip, dippity dip. Going at it with the pen technique. Oh, dang it. Sheesh. Man. Freaking me out, Conan. Freaking me out. To crawl. I don't even know, like, what quotes Kroll is like. I mean, it's not the most quotable movie. Reference to Kroll. I mean, well, I guess the band of like thieves, they're pretty quotable, right? Or like the Cyclops guy, he says some pretty profound stuff. That guy's cool. I was sad when he died. Yeah, no, Barbara Dell introduced me to it because I've never seen it before, and she's like, "Man, this movie's incredible," and I was like, "You sure about that?" And yes, yes, she was, because it was awesome, and I very much liked it. I would actually say I'm a big swords and sorcery like geek, so like that kind of stuff was right up my alley, and yeah, I very much liked it. I mean, I guess you could call it kind of a space opera and I'm also a huge space opera fan. Not really like what you'd classically consider a space opera, though. I know that the reason why they made it was because they wanted to like compete with Star Wars or something like that, and it's just like they ended up doing something completely different. But I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like it, is because it's just different. It's interesting. It's not like other science fiction fantasies, whatever you want to call them. You'd consider it both a swords and sorcery story as well as a space opera. Oh, I get that. Definitely. I mean, while I was watching it, I wasn't necessarily sure how to categorize it, but I didn't really care because I was just having fun. It's just a fun movie. Very well put together, and it's really sad how it didn't do very well in the box office, but at the same time, it's just like there's a lot of really good classic movies that didn't do very well in the box office. I mean, a really good example of that is like The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing is incredible, but it didn't do very well in the box office. And I remember for the longest time, I was like, I don't understand how that's possible. And then I looked and I saw the other movies that it was competing against during that time. And it's like, oh, I get it. It's not that those other movies were better. It's just that it was competing against like some heavy hitters. It was like, what was it, Blade Runner and The Empire Strikes Back and like Poltergeist or something like that. It was either Poltergeist or something like Poltergeist. Either way, it was like, yeah, it was. Yeah, wasn't the best time for. Why are you sounding so sad? Are you sad for? Are you sad for the thing? The thing not doing so well in theaters, T Beanie? Is that what you're sad about? I get it.
You're welcome.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you, Spencer. He is pleased.
Excellent.
Yes.
No.
He's very excited. Did I dump it again? without
No,
warning?
that was
Okay.
just me. I just made a derpy oopsie.
It looks like it sounds like I'm getting some text messages.
I think that one is good to also.
So let me go ahead and shrink this down and see what I can.
See what we can see.
Okay. Okay, yeah, let's. Oh, goodness gracious. So, okay, I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at here. So, did it just crack the glass or did it shatter the glass? Lynn?
Okay. That little gnat wanted to be on screen really badly. Ah, bringing up John Carter again. I see, and I still really like that movie, regardless of what it's called.
Okay, it is official. Next week, I start on the next set of the Army. It is official and he is appeased.
Yo, Mr. Net, I'm painting here.
Come on, I'm painting here.
Hey,
I'm painting here.
Hey.
Okay. Oh, it's going to be more women.
Eh,
More women.
What time is
This
it?
time it's
Am I-
archers.
am I?
We are at almost 9 o'clock.
Freaking frack! Yeah, we should definitely call it a day.
See, he doesn't listen to me.
You didn't tell me it was past 8.
I said I thought it was time to call it.
Oh.
When I
Well,
finished
yeah, we
everything.
definitely should call it a night then.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, you guys. I love having you here hanging out while we paint.
Yes, it's
Hopefully
always good conversation.
You're learning some fun stuff, or you're just enjoying watching us do some fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely let us know if you prefer this format over what we were doing before.
Do you want to see our faces or our arts?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this one a few more times and see how it goes, and then we'll go from there.
He wants the spotlight.
It wants the spotlight.
Oh,
yeah,
it wants the
gnat.
spotlight. Yeah.
But yeah, you guys have a great night. We'll see ya.
He says he likes both, actually.
I mean, that makes
If
sense.
we
It'd
had
be nice
two
if we could
cameras,
do.
if we could figure out how to connect them like that, it'd be
Yeah.
cool.
That would be pretty groovy.
Maybe at some point we'll be able to figure out how to do that and
Yeah.
show you both sides of the
That'd be
coin at the
nice.
same time.
Yeah. We'll figure it out at some point.
Sorry about this scratchy noise on the mic. I'm just putting the stuff away.
And with that, good night.
All right. See you next time.